Welcome to CS Radio. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 232 of CS Radio, our season premiere. Welcome back. I'm J. Michael DeAngelis.
And I'm Natty Leach.
It's the start of another exciting year, Natty.
It is. It is very exciting. I feel like, is it the start? At this point, I know.
It feels like we've been going forever.
Right in
We're
there.
a couple of weeks into the semester. We've got one career fair underway, under our belts, another one happening this week, and more happening the following week and the week after. So we really are
in the thick of it.
So, and we are
into the thick of it. Is that going to get us
a copyright strike? Yep. And we're so excited because after her semester away, we're very happy to welcome back our producer, Lorna. Hey, Lorna, welcome back.
Oh, hey.
We'll get Lorna on camera another time, but
next time.
Unless you want to do it. Do you want to do it?
Let me try.
Go for it.
Let's do it.
Oh, hey.
So welcome back, Lorna. Lorna spent the spring semester at Penn in Washington. But we're really excited to have Lorna back from Penn in Washington. We'll talk all about it in another episode.
So, as we were just saying, it's the start of a new semester, but it feels like a million things have already happened.
Including free ice cream. Don't bury that one.
Let's talk about free ice cream.
Yeah, because I think that was really exciting. I wasn't even on campus for it, but I saw a lot of the social posts that you were taking, and there was a line backed up all the way through Locust Walk almost.
It was as successful an event as I've ever participated in. So this past Monday, our very, very good friends at Handshake came to campus with our new very good friends from Google, Gemini. They got together and they had a great event on campus where they had an ice cream truck and they were giving away free ice cream cones, and they were also giving away a free year of Google Gemini Plus.
Yeah.
For students, and a wall of water bottles, which was as good as gold, let me tell you.
Even around the office, people were clamoring to get one. I think we had one extra that was floating around.
There was one extra that really got passed around.
Yes, today it went from Laura to me to Dustin to Tina, and Tina is the proud recipient of the new water bottle.
I'm glad it ended up with the right person. It was a couple of things to promote. One, just to get the school year started, to get people thinking about Handshake, get their apps activated, get their profiles up and ready for the career fairs. And also to promote the fact that Handshake has a social feed now. That's something that started last year. And so in order to get your free ice cream, you had to make a post on the Handshake feed. And I think...
Oh, I should have gone... I haven't looked yet at what the student posts look like.
They're great.
Tell me about them, because I wish I had already done this.
So they went, in preparation for this, they floated a lot of ideas past me about what the prompt might be.
Okay.
And I think they made a really wise decision, and that what they decided to tell people was just make it's a back-to-school post.
Yeah.
So it could be anything. And so they just encourage people to post a picture of themselves or a picture of the campus. So obviously we have a really lovely campus.
Yeah.
People posted some really beautiful pictures of the campus.
That's awesome.
Just talked about how excited they were to be back. There were some pictures that people posted from NSO events or some student group events. Some people posted very career-centric things. It was just great to see. And people seemed to be having a really good time. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. It was really encouraging to see so many students turn out. We gave out 1,600 different ice creams.
Yeah, what were the options?
So
it's just a cone, twist on a cone.
You could get vanilla chocolate or vanilla chocolate swirl,
which is what I would do.
You could get that in a cone or a cup, a Handshake branded cup.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
And then I went pretty early and got my cone, and I got to
do a little upside down baseball cap that says Handshake on it, like the Phillies.
I got the vanilla chocolate swirl, and I didn't realize till after that you could get sprinkles. They had rainbow sprinkles and chocolate sprinkles, and I didn't know.
You made a mistake.
So
1,600 is huge. I mean, that's
huge.
As big
that's as big as a career
our
fair.
Career fairs, yeah.
And when you take into account that's just the ice cream, and not everybody got ice cream. A couple people pieced out after they got their water bottle.
Yeah.
A couple people just wanted the Google, code, which I understand too. So it was a lot of fun. A couple of reps from Handshake were there. A couple of Google reps were there. They were super impressed with the student turnout. They were super impressed by the questions they were getting asked. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So were the Google reps more focused on the product of Gemini, or were they
Yeah.
talking also about career prospects to work at Google in the future as well?
A little bit. They were from the Gemini team, and they could, they were there to mostly answer questions about using Gemini, but they were able to answer some general questions, and at least I saw them connect with at least one person who had interned at Google, and so they were
Nice.
talking with them. That was nice. And I know, I think by the time everyone's listening to this, it will have passed. But Google's doing an info session,
On
I think
campus, yeah.
tomorrow night. So they were encouraging people to go to that if they had questions about their career prospects.
Yeah, nice. So did they share any AI tips that helped assuage your fears of our robot overlords?
I stayed out of it.
Yeah,
I
that sounds
stayed
like
out of
you.
it. Yeah, I stayed out of it. I certainly didn't want to discourage. They were being so generous, and giving a free year of that product. It's really great.
I mean, it's great, and I don't want to sound like a shill. I do like Gemini a lot. That's the one that I tend to use. I mean, I use a mix of ChatGPT and Gemini, but I mean, we've talked about it before. There are legitimately useful ways
Sure.
that you can incorporate that into your
Sure,
career search.
absolutely.
And so even if you're scared of it, I think there are good ways that students can put that to use from our side of things, but also I'm sure in their classwork too. And I think to Penn's credit, Penn has done a lot looking at how do we teach and work around an environment that
Yeah,
knows
no, I
that
think
this
it's
is
a
being
campus
used.
that is maybe embrace is too strong a word, but accept, acknowledge, and try to incorporate it into the curriculum. Just understanding that's a tool that's going to be used one way or the other. So
Yeah, I think like many things, if you try to shut yourself off to it, then you get a bunch of people who used it incorrectly.
I do I think back when I was in high school, and the questions about whether or not we should have internet in the high school.
Which sounds absurd right in this moment.
Right,
by the
exactly.
way. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I'm sure at some point that's what it'll seem
look
like.
Yeah.
And as a young person going, no, of course you need the internet. Like, why wouldn't we have the internet? And so, the library had internet the whole time, the computers in the library, going back to when I was in middle school. But my senior year, they put computers with internet in every classroom, and that was like a huge deal. But, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah. As is finding useful ways to incorporate Gemini or a similar AI tool into your own, I don't know, career development, or like how your application or search process. I feel like if you're using the tool well, it will benefit you.
Yes, like anything, you can use it for ill or good, and you can use it wisely or you can use it foolishly. And so, like you said, we've talked about this in the past, but if you're going to use it
I think our former podcast producer, Sam Pascal, may have used it foolishly. I'm not sure.
I just told that story the other day.
Which one?
His final project, which he was told not to share.
I mean, that's a great... It works out well I think it worked out extremely well for him. But obviously
Very well
he was
for him,
going
yeah.
against what people were telling him to do with
It was
a
a
new
bold.
tool.
It was a bold step.
Do you want to, give the
Yeah.
overview quickly for those?
So
who
those
haven't
who don't know the story, our former producer Sam had done an internship with Williams Sonoma, and for their final project, they were putting pitches together. And so Sam put a great pitch together about what if Williams Sonoma sponsored a reality show in which the Williams Sonoma designers came in and redid your house with Williams Sonoma products. It was a really great idea.
It's a good idea
It was a really
already,
great idea.
yeah.
He did a really good pitch. But at the end of the pitch deck, he used AI to generate a fake interview of the CEO of Williams Sonoma
Was it with Jimmy Kimmel?
on Jimmy Kimmel or
Yeah,
Mad Money. Yeah.
It was something like that.
Yeah. Talking about how Williams-Sonoma sales had skyrocketed since the launch of this, the launch of the show. Or was it Jimmy Fallon?
It was one of them.
Yeah. And Sam's boss or supervisor was like, "This is great. Do not include this in the presentation. If you show this to the CEO, she'll freak out. She does not love AI. She will not like that you didn't get her permission to use her likeness." And so he took it out of the presentation, but then on his own initiative and knowing that the CEO is a Penn alumna, and he used that to his advantage, he sent that clip to her himself
directly
and said, "I just wanted you to take a look at this," as something that I was asked to cut out of my final presentation. And while he never got a response directly from her, shortly thereafter, he got a job offer to basically write his own job description.
Yeah, I mean, he had got in a really unique situation to work with like their new Brooklyn office or something that was focused on media and production side of things. So they kind of let him find his own way to contribute to that best because they're impressed with his work.
So that's, that he took a gamble.
Yeah, it was a bit of both.
Paid off. Yeah.
He used it well, but also potentially foolishly.
But it did pay off.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it was a great event. So I hope everyone's out there using their year of Google Gemini wisely and not foolishly. And I hope we can do more events like that. It was just a really great day.
Yeah, the energy seemed really high. I want to go look at the feed and see some of those posts because that sounds awesome. I've been using way more in advising appointments just at the start of this year. I'm not totally sure why. I used it a little bit in the past, but Handshake has their people section where students can identify upperclassmen or other people here at Penn. And I've been using that. I think it's because I've been having way more conversations about networking with first and second year students recently. And I think it's much easier to recommend having first or second year students identify a junior or a senior to talk to about their summer experience as an entryway into what cold call networking could be like. And I think Handshake does a great job of, you can go to that people section. It already pre-filters to a lot of Penn students, but you can put extra filters on you can say, I want to find someone who worked at Google and is graduating in 2026. So you find a senior who maybe interned at Google this last summer. And you'll get a list of people. And I've been with students who've been like, oh, wait, you know what? I have class with that person.
That's great.
And it makes it so much easier. Then you don't have to feel the pressure of, I'm just putting myself out there and I'll know this person. It feels awkward. I think it really helps ease into you feeling much more casual about those types of conversations by being able to connect with someone on campus that might even already be a casual acquaintance or a friend even.
Hey, man, what was that reading assignment? By the way, I heard you were at Google this summer.
Tell me about Google. Yeah, it also removes the pressure because I think one of the things that makes it feel awkward is that people are like, everybody knows I'm talking to this person because I want to get a job at that company.
Sure.
And I'm not explicitly asking for a job, but it feels icky that I'm kind of going about it this way. I think it's a common thing people express.
Feeling,
but I think it basically completely removes that because there's really no expectation that the person who just interned at that company has any say whatsoever in your future application.
Yeah.
But they have lots of great experiences, even from just the last couple months, that will perfectly dictate or help you understand this is how you can experience the new application process or the interview process or what to expect for the company culture when you're in there.
I just had a student appointment yesterday.
You in a student appointment?
I know, folks, it's shocking, but it happens. She met with our colleague Emily earlier, and Emily said, I think you should meet with Michael because she wants to go into the theater, and this is something I know one or two things about. So I had this really lovely conversation, recent grad.
Okay.
And she is looking to build her network, essentially, build a little bit of a theater community. And, was asking me, what's the best way to go about that, in the performing arts. And I was like, well, do you go see a lot of shows? She's like, I go see things all the time. I was like, do you stop people in the lobby after and be like, hey, that was really good?
Yeah.
That's like, that's networking. Like we talk about this all the time. We talk about networking, but just like you say, removing that stigma of like or like the feeling that networking is somehow predatory, right?
Yes, yeah.
You when particularly for someone like that who's literally just looking to meet like-minded people, for no particular purpose other than having somebody to talk to about the arts or to learn what's happening in the Philadelphia art scene, then go to where the stuff you're interested in is happening and meet the people who are doing it and introduce yourself and say, hey, I really liked that. What are you doing next?
Worst case scenario, someone says, yeah, that was good. And then they move on.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly.
Best case scenario, they're like, yeah, I really liked when. And it turns into a conversation. And then you actually get talking to know someone a little bit better. And maybe you learn more about what they're interested in. I mean, especially in a field like entertainment and performing arts, you have people who are both very passionate about the type of work that they're doing. And also there's a lot of commingling of people who go and see shows who are also in the business themselves.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah. So just being where the things are happening that you're interested in. So going to the info sessions and doing exactly what you're saying, looking in Handshake or looking on LinkedIn to see who you might know that's a part of this, or, you are 1 or 2 degrees separated, or you've seen them around campus, and it would not be difficult to start up a conversation about it.
It's the most like a casual sounding question in the world, but in entertainment, it's pretty common, even in an interview setting, for someone to say, what are you watching?
Oh, yeah.
And, you could treat that from a performing arts perspective of like, oh, what's a good performance you've seen lately? And that can fit in well to if you're applying to a theater or something that touches upon the performing arts in some way. You're going to have a great conversation with that person. They're going to be able to connect with you a little bit better because you're able to talk about the specifics of what you really like.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, I don't know, in some ways that's weird because it touches upon being professional related, but also casual at the same time.
I don't think if you're interested in Google, I don't think you should ask anyone what they've Googled lately.
Yeah. That sounds creepier.
Yeah.
But they know what you've Googled lately.
So that is a long-winded circle back to we had a great event.
And it translates, I think, decently well into talking about some of the career fairs that just happened recently. So I think a lot of times when I have appointments in the next week or so, I'm going to expect plenty of people to say, I went to the fair.
And now what?
Now what do I do?
Yeah.
And the short answer is networking. Like all the things we were just talking about is exactly what can fit into it. And in a lot of ways, you've already kind of gotten a soft connection or a given to you connection by going to the fair. You met someone specific there. You had a conversation with them, hopefully.
Not to put Lorna back on the spot, but I know she had some successful interactions at CareerLink.
I saw her in a crowd of people eager to talk to employers, rushing in.
Correct. Love anything that's related to career. Still trying to work on the camera, but it's not moving.
That's okay.
All right, we'll figure something out.
But you're going to a coffee chat from someone you met at the fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Teneo consulting firm. So I'll be like coffee chatting one of the employee there on Friday.
Amazing.
Nice. And I mean, one of the things I mentioned to students.
And you say career fairs don't lead to anything, Natty.
I'm just pessimistic. They're good events.
They're great events.
They're good events. These are ways in which essentially we're spoon feeding you networking opportunities. And for people,
sure, that's a great point. Yeah.
And for people who feel like they're worried about taking that first step, these could be easy first steps where either we or the employers themselves have done the legwork to get someone in front of you, and then helped facilitate, in Lorna's case, a future coffee chat where they talk to her a little bit at the fair and then set something up for a future conversation. If you talk to someone at the fair and they didn't explicitly set something up, you could still absolutely, at the very least, reach back out to the person to say thanks and give them an update on how things are going with, maybe you talked about an application you just recently applied. I mean, a perfect follow-up could be, hey, it was really great talking with you. I just submitted my application to the posting and wanted to thank you for all your help. That was really helpful. In Handshake, they do some things to make it easier for you to find those people. If you checked in with any of the employers at the fair, when you go into Handshake and go back to that fair, you can connect with those people, and it'll bring up like chat windows that you can send a message to, which I think is great. If you were jotting down doing a good job of taking notes and jotting down the names of the people that you met with, we have lots of resources, whether it's LinkedIn or Career Shift, to
Find their
identify
contact info.
who that person is and contact them later.
You know, this was a real heartbreaker for me because somebody really was doing their best and they had such a good idea. They were having trouble with their handshake app.
Okay.
And so they were trying to scan all those QR codes, and for whatever reason, the handshake app just wasn't loading properly, or something was happening.
1,500 people scanning the same thing at once, maybe.
So what they did was they were scanning the QR code, and then they were copying the link, and they had a running document of all the QR code links, and then they went back to their desktop and tried to check in, but the event had ended. So the links don't work anymore.
Oh, they stop working as soon as the event ends? I didn't even necessarily realize that. It doesn't really come up before.
Yeah. So they were really disappointed because they realized. I said, "Don't worry, we can try and get you in touch with the people you need to get in touch with."
And that leads to another common thing I've seen this week is every now and then there's students who, you know, it's busy. You're doing lots of other stuff. If you weren't able to make the fair, you could still benefit by, if you go to Handshake, you can filter on past events for the fair, and you can still find that fair that was just last week. And you can see the whole list of employers that were coming. It won't always be super explicit as to the person that was there, but it'll show you, like, here are the jobs they were looking to talk about most, whether those are internships or full-time positions. And sometimes if you go to their profile after that, it'll give you a name or a lead that you can then go to LinkedIn, go to Career Shift, find that person, and they can just say, hey, was really excited to go to the fair, but unfortunately wasn't able to connect with you, and would love to learn more about opportunities at blah, blah, blah. Many of those people are recruiters themselves, and that's why they're at those events. So it's fine to ask for really explicit information like that, as opposed to, I think, the average like analyst or someone who's in a role where you might be more experiential based. It's their job for the recruiters to actually give you info on how to get a job with that company. So it's okay to say, I was looking to stay in touch about future opportunities or something like that.
I was excited at Handshake. Nope. At CareerLink. I was excited at CareerLink. I had several conversations with first-year students who were like, is this for me?
Yeah, they're like, why am I here? I'm here, but why?
They're like, I just kind of want to look around and see who's here. I'm like, perfect.
And I had two students who said that, and they looked great. They were dressed well, so it wasn't just like they showed up.
Oh, it's so funny because one of the conversations I had with a girl who was like, I'm not really dressed for it. I'm like, don't worry. You're not coming to interview. If you're coming just to see what this is about, who cares what you're dressed like? Introduce yourself to anyone you're interested. Everybody understands.
Yeah, we tell employers to expect at most business casual.
Right.
So if you're slightly below business casual, we even say to employers, like, expect that there will be students who are coming between classes and don't have time to change.
And honestly, for the most part, not entirely, but for the most part, gone are the days of the recruiters dressing up. No, they're mostly in T-shirts.
Most of them come in T-shirts anyway. We did hot takes on a live stream over the summer where our employer relations coordinator's hot take was no more sports jackets.
Right.
She was done with them altogether.
Right.
And I think, our response to that was, well, it depends.
Depends.
But I think the truth to what she was saying is there are a lot of employers that don't dress that way anyway. They wear their company branded T-shirt, they wear jeans, and they're there to talk casually about it.
Because they got to be standing there for 4 hours too. They want to be comfortable. They want to seem cool and attractive. So I was just very encouraged that they were curious about it.
Yep.
And don't feel like, it's not a job interview. It's as much about exploration and information as anything else. So just seeing who's there, seeing who's interested in talking to Penn students, seeing the breadth of different industries that are represented, learning more about the opportunities that are out there without having a necessary end goal in mind. I think that's the really freeing part of a career fair. Now, you could approach from the other way and be like, Comcast is here. I so want to work at Comcast. I really need to get first in line and impress Comcast. I'm just going to keep driving Comcast until they give me a discount on my bill.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. That line never works on them when they're here. I was like, hey, I'm so glad you're here. What can you do about my bill?
That's because you got to call them and wait for 3 hours on hold.
I know.
And then they'll give you $5 off.
But you could, if there is an employer or couple of employers that you have, you're really interested in, and you want to make a beeline for them and try and use that as a springboard to an interview or something like that. That's good too, but that's the career fairs can work for people at any level of the job search.
Yeah, and the pro side of the sports jacket dressing up is that there are some employers who are a little bit more buttoned up, like some of the banks that come or the financial services employers. There's a little bit more of that expectation for sure, but so many others don't care as much. But if you're one of those people that wants to dress to impress, be the first in line, that will still be useful for you. However, don't feel like you need to be that kind of person. Can also be okay if you're a first year and you just want to walk around and take in the sights, and then you'll be ready to, if you wanted to be that person next year, you could do that next year.
I do think we should talk about, there was a particular highlight at this year's Career Link.
There were several.
I'm thinking of the Marines and their pull-up bar.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a post of some kind in the future of some of us struggling.
Not all of us.
Yeah, Michael didn't struggle, but Michael, pain is, what is it?
Pain is weakness leaving the body.
There you go. I exhibited pain. I don't know if my weakness left my body, but
well, it was certainly a big draw. I mean, not just the many career services staff were attracted to it, but I saw a lot of students.
Yeah, we had some of our student athletes, I think, set records there for a number of pull-ups done.
Incredible.
I couldn't even get one full one in. I cheated a little bit, but we'll see. I think Dustin got like 11 or 16.
He got 11.
Something.
He got
yeah.
11. Yeah.
So, I gotta pick it up next year.
Yeah, but I heard one kid did 36.
Yeah, it was 31 or 30. Yeah, something like that. Which I've never ever in my life been able to do a single one, so I didn't anticipate being able to. I was mostly doing it for the gram so that Laura could make a cut up.
I'm looking forward to the super cut. We already.
The good to bad and me being on the starting of the bad point.
We already posted Dustin doing it because I sort of did that live in the moment. I didn't realize then that we were going to have a string of them, so I'm looking forward to that supercut later. What else did you think of as a highlight?
Well, you mentioned some good student stories. There were a lot of interesting things that happened at this fair beyond the normal of usual.
There were.
So I thought maybe you're going to go to that. There was some medical emergencies. There were some.
So I don't want to get into it, but I will take the opportunity to really thank the staff at Houston Hall.
Yes, they were incredible.
Incredible. We had a student in distress at the end of the fair, needed some medical attention, and while we waited for the EMTs to arrive, the staff at Houston Hall could not have handled that better. They made sure she had privacy.
Yep.
They made sure she was comfortable. They got her a pillow. They got her an ice pack. They were just so sweet and respectful of what she needed, kept us informed. A real shout out to the folks at University Life Space and Events.
Yep.
They make that fair run so smoothly, and then to have what really
something
could have
that
been
does not happen at every fair.
Something that could have been a real disruptive incident, super low key. And nobody had to know. They just, sorry, this bathroom is closed. Can you just use the one upstairs?
Yep.
Without having to call attention to what was happening.
Yeah, I'm sure almost no one even knew it was going on.
Absolutely.
And for the student that it was happening to, they got extremely good care and were helped in, I think, a great way that didn't draw attention to anything.
Yeah. So, yes, it was a little bit more eventful than usual.
Wasn't quite as eventful as the fire alarm 2 years ago.
That's true.
Where we had to clear out the entire career fair for 20 minutes or so before getting everyone back in.
Well, these things happen. You just got to roll with it.
Yeah, so come to the fair, see what wild and zany thing we have.
Who knows?
New.
Yeah, so as we're recording this, the engineering fair hasn't happened yet. That's happening tomorrow, but by the time you listen to this, that will have happened.
But we'll have biosciences.
So this week we'll have the virtual All Industries Career Fair.
That's true, too.
And then the following week we'll have the Biosciences Fair, so an opportunity for another in-person fair in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and we've talked about differences between virtual and in-person before. We were really focusing on in-person today and the stories we were telling, but virtual can also be great, especially if you're the kind of person who enjoys going in and looking and assessing things first and then just choosing.
So great.
Here's a 15-minute slot, and I know that's all I got to worry about. I can sit in my own comfort of my own room and take care of that.
And I've said it, but I think the real advantage of the virtual fair is being able to schedule your day.
Yeah.
And so it's not like, oh, I got to run over to Houston Hall and then go to class and then can I squeeze in another 15 minutes before I go to my next class? I'm going to talk to this person at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to talk to this person at 1 o'clock, and I'm going to talk to this person at 3 o'clock, and that's all I need to do.
Yep.
And I can be wherever I need to be, anywhere on campus to do that. It's a real advantage.
Absolutely.
And no waiting in lines.
Yeah, I was just gonna say no lines and remove some of that stress.
On the downside, no snacks, no swag. There was some good swag at
did
Career
you see?
Link.
I didn't walk the floor as much as I
So
used to.
I saw much more snack swag this year. A lot of people had custom.
I saw Federal Donuts.
Federal Donuts. A couple people had donuts. A couple people had some custom cookies, like branded cookies.
Okay,
that was nice. Some people had insomnia cookies. I saw a lot of water bottles. I mean, not the Owala
The
water
Owalas
bottles
were
that
top
Google
tier.
was giving out. Oh my God, you would have thought we had gold. People started up they got in line an hour early because they wanted those water bottles.
Wow.
So water bottles were popular. Yeah. But lots of snacks at Career. Lots of employers giving away snacks this year.
I was so focused on let me go in there and humiliate myself for
and you did it. You did it, my friend.
Less than half a bowl. Thank you. I've accomplished it.
Yeah.
That I didn't really look at the other offerings.
Well, I can't wait to see how you humiliate yourself tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be many opportunities for it.
There's always an opportunity for that.
And I'm so excited to be back in podcast mode. I'm so excited that Lorna's back.
Yep.
We've got alumni relations has been sending us some great contacts for potential alumni guests to have on this year.
We have some cool stuff lined up for the future.
And we've got colleagues that want to come back on. We've got employers that want to come on. We've got former colleagues that want to come back and be on.
It seems like every meeting we're in, people say, let's do a podcast.
Let's do a podcast. We've got high-ranking officials at the university
True.
who want us to start their podcasting career. So
True.
Let's get on it. So it's great to be back, and we'll see you next time on CS Radio. This podcast is produced by the University of Pennsylvania Career Services Office, a division of University Life. It was created by J. Michael DeAngelis and Amy Lynn Kirshner. Your hosts and producers are J. Michael DeAngelis and Natty Leach, and it's produced, mixed, and edited by Lorna Lynn. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and Threads at Penn Career Serve. We'll see you next time on CS Radio.